Okay, today I'm going to start teaching my dogs the number 117 rally sign, the halt, pivot left forward. For this sign, the dog needs to understand, of course, my dig and my one-way focus, but they also need to understand how to heel toward a sign, which is your dig work and your one-way focus work. They also need to know how to do automatic sits. I don't want to have to say sit every time I come up to a sign. I want my dog to do it automatically. That also will help your lineups if you're doing obedience, which is very, very important. All right, so the left pivot, my dog has to understand how to move its rear end and rear end awareness, because as I do a pivot, I want my dog's rear end to hug in tight to my line and not hang out, because that creates bad sits, it creates flares, it creates all sorts of problems in the future. So the rear end awareness is very, very important, and I do have video on how I teach it. Just take a look through my healing series that I also have. All right, I think that's it. Here we go, and stay tuned for the training tip. Really like his auto sits. Yes, good boy. Wonderful rear end awareness on that one. Close. Dig work. Bring it close. Very nice. Reinforce that sit. Close. Good boy. Settle. Remember, when I do that left turn and I push forward, I want to make sure that the dog's really working off its rear end. So you notice when I do releases, they're up. It's because it's making that dog really push on that rear end. Really like what I'm seeing today. All right, let me go get card. Good job, buddy. Okay. It's gonna be quick ones today, huh? Good job. Give me. There you go. Good boy. Reward that sit. Close. Yes, good job. Wonderful rear end awareness on that. See, that's what you were doing. No. Good boy. I hold a treat in his hand. He's only allowed to GT when I say it. No. He knows how to spell. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Get. Good boy. Get. Good boy. That was real nice too. Really like that. Settle. All right, wrap up. Both dogs did very, very well. Especially Poe. I was very pleased with his off-leash work, considering I really don't work off-leash with him yet. I don't feel he was ready, but he proved me different today. But it doesn't mean that everything's going to be off-leash with him anymore, because it's not. I'm still working on desire, I'm working on focus, I'm working on positioning. So all of that's going to happen with me on leash. I think people get off-leash too quick, and they're afraid to go back on leash. There's ways to use leashes appropriately, but that's another training hole for later. Another training tip for later. I was very, very pleased with both dogs' rear end awareness on this sign, as well as their focus, their animation. Everything just really rocked. I was very, very pleased. So do make sure that when you're working on this, that you reward all the individual pieces, the halt, the turning, walking toward it, dig, one-way focus. And make sure that when your dog's coming off of a halt, that he's really using his rear end and he's pushing off that rear. Very, very important. Okay, stay tuned for the training tip coming up, and we will see you soon. Okay, training tip for the day. Stop giving those sympathy cookies. I call them sympathy cookies, and we see them all the time. You correct your dog for something, and you give them a treat for it. They don't sit, you correct the sit, and then you give them a treat for it. Sympathy cookie. Sympathy cookies basically are not doing you any favors. If my dog is wrong and I give them a correction or a consequence of some sort, I am going to praise them after, and they're doing the action that I've asked them for, but I'm not going to give them a cookie. If my dog is incorrect for some reason and I have to physically put them in place or correct them in some form or fashion, they will get praised, but they will not get a cookie. Once my dog understands a command, such as sit, if I say sit and they don't do it, I will calmly move in, take their collar, pull up on the collar when they're in a sit, tell them, good dog, what a good sit that is. Then I'll just release them, and I'll give them the opportunity of doing a sit again on my first command, and very quickly. If they do, then they get the cookie. All right? You know, once your dog understands cues, you need to randomize your rewards. All right, and that's in another video, another training tip video. So, you know, make sure that you're not giving sympathy cookies. When you're going to give your dog a treat, did he earn it? If he didn't earn it, then he doesn't get it. You can eat it. So have one pocket of M&Ms in your in your pants so that you can eat the M&Ms. I'm kidding. Actually, no, I'm not. I've actually done that before. So, you know, make sure that every treat that your dog gets is deserved and earned. Okay? All right. We'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. Take care.